Hello, hello. It's good to see you guys. It's been a while since I've been on, probably about a month. I was going through a very crazy transition with moving after I got home from Michigan and getting settled, getting a lot of my life back in order after I feel like I went into a past version of myself to recollect a part of that soul that was in purgatory. So now that, I've kind of come up out of water, we, obviously are in the midst at the halfway point of a Venus retrograde right now, which is the morning star, which has just taken us through the underworld in order to return to meet up with the sun. It's a Venus Cazimi today. And we are just being met with this like newness after, personally for me, I just felt like the subconscious underneath the skin was purging so much of what I thought I wanted and what I thought I needed, so I can really rise into what is exactly for me, provided to me by my truth, by the truth that God has presented through me and to me through the people that I surround myself, through the job that I've chosen, through the life that I've just chosen. And so it's been quite a ride here. And I know that y'all are dealing with your things too. None of us are like got out of this skate free. We're all going through this collective purge. We're just going through it on different levels. Okay. And I'm really reminded every single day when I look at the clock and it's 11:44 or 1:44 that this is all about a vibrational influence that we can tap into at any point in time. And when we choose to tap into the frequency of love, 222 on my clock, we are no longer held back by the observation of fear. And there are so many people still living in fear of speaking up for themselves, fear of choosing a new path, fear of losing old friends, when they're not even aligned with this version of them. There's so much fear in the collective, and I just feel like we are in a space and time where it's really about receiving what we're worthy of and deeming ourselves worthy of that through trusting that what is leaving right now was not meant for permanence, and that's okay. It is okay that things are temporary because that ultimately shows us that we were capable and worthy of love. And so whatever you are going through right now, whether this is, a very intense awakening for you, or perhaps you feel like you're just coasting through life right now, but there's something still happening and it's underlying, whatever you're going through, I want you to still find a sense of gratitude and a sense of understanding that you are collectively helping everyone move out of the density by choosing to go higher, by choosing love, by choosing joy, by choosing peace. And this isn't some fucked up, like, I'm gonna just bypass all that's happening. It's more so, I'm still gonna heal myself so the people around me get to heal with me. We are vibrational beings, meaning that we work off energy first, okay? We are energy first. So it's time now to get real with yourself about how you are not allowing your energy to feel joy, to feel pleasure, to feel presence. Now, there's like a very common theme right now that I've been reading with people, and it really is just about holding on to a version of them that almost is enjoying the excess more than it enjoys the sacrifice. 444 on my clock. Now, we can go through life restricting ourselves through diets or not doing the things that we want because we feel like we won't have enough if we do. or we go through life just over consuming on social media, over consuming online, over consuming in porn, over consuming in relationship, over consuming in food, okay? There's excess that is being had right now, and then there's restriction. But what happens when you go to an extreme of one, you lose the balance of all. And a lot of us need to realize that in order for you to tap into a frequency of love, in some ways, you're going to have to feel pleasure. You're going to have to want pleasure. And you're going to have to give that to yourself. You're going to have to invest in yourself. And sometimes that does look like staying home and cooking a meal for yourself. And sometimes that does look like going out with a friend after you haven't seen them for months. It is okay to find balance. And it's okay to love yourself. But it's also not okay to just overdo it. I overdid it today. Hell. I ate fucking cookies, gelato, and these churro chips. And I was just, I needed it, Lord. Lord knows I needed it. But I was escaping today because I've been in my head too. And I'm not mad at myself. I don't eat like that all the time. So I was going to do it today. But at the point that I'm trying to get at is like sometimes we just have to like stop escaping so much. Sometimes we just need to be in the uncomfort or the discomfort and just be here, For me, what I've kind of been coming through after these last 10 days when the morning star went into the underworld, went into night, was how I still really, really, for some reason, struggle with leadership. And I don't, but I do. Because a part of being a leader is making a decision and sticking with it. In a couple years, I made a decision to let some people go. And then I was like, no, let me give them another chance. And I was proven recently why I stopped that relationship to begin with. And then, the Kazemi hits on about 1 or 2 a.m. last night. Or maybe it was like midnight or some shit. And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot sleep. I'm tossing and turning. I was so tired too. So I was like, what is going on? Like, I should have been in bed. And I get up and I make this peppermint tea and I come back and I think back to when I was going through some of the toughest times in my life. And I felt so unsupported and I felt so unloved. And I was hanging around these people and they always encouraged me to drink, They always encouraged me to go out. They always encouraged me to be the worst version of myself. And when that version of myself got caught driving drunk, I was no longer a part of their crew. I was actually like ostracized for my behavior because it wasn't them. They called me a fuck up. They stopped calling me. They left me out to dry. They left me out by myself. And I realized then that these people didn't really care for me. It was a perception of care. Because when you're up, everybody wants you. But when you're down, nobody wants to be bothered. And it's like, people change. And they don't, I'm sure that they, if the same thing happened now, I can almost guarantee that the same people would treat me exactly the same. And I really came to that reflection yesterday, and I had to just take a step back and say, why am I still entertaining relationships that would never give me the benefit of the doubt in the same way that I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt? Sometimes you have to let go to let God work in their life, because what you are doing for them is never going to show them who God really is. Sometimes being a leader is making the decision and saying, I'm standing on this decision so they can grow. Because if they try to grow with me, it's going to become like a leech. And they're just going to take. So I really had to accept recently that a part of my journey is being a leader, and leading is in staying in my truth, and being reminded that I don't need these people. I don't need anyone to remind me of a past version of myself. I need to be reminded that I transcended that version and I chose love. All of us are in a space where we're being asked to choose love, but many won't do it because of fear. Because tapping into an energy so beautiful and graceful, 144 on my clock, okay, would cause everything that isn't built on truth to unravel. A part of your truth is to unravel. Because when you unravel, you begin to connect the true dots of your entire being. You begin to unlock the codes, the keys to your true identity and your true self. You no longer have to sit and identify with what feels. You get to identify with what heals. You no longer have to go to a festival to escape. You no longer have to jump from friend to feel alive. You no longer have to jump from relationship to relationship to get a vibe. You literally just get to be. You get to embody. You get to say. You get to feel. You get to trust who it is that you're becoming through the eyes of God. And so this Venus retrograde, what it's really doing for you is it's showing you where you just need to tap back into spirit, where you need to tap back into gratitude, where you need to tap back into your truth, to your divine essence. Because you externalize yourself so much, you don't even know what's going on inside of you. You only see the chaos outside, and you say, well, let me jump on this bandwagon. Let me hop on this activism, social activism. Let me do this. You're not doing anything because you're not healing what is discoursed inside of you. You can't fix the world until you fix yourself. You can't heal the world until you heal yourself. And let me tell you, when those friends look at you as you go on this journey, you'll notice that they will not see anything. They'll be like, who are you? Why don't you want to hang out anymore? Why are you trying this? Why are you doing that? And that's when you know, baby, you wouldn't know nothing about this because you're too afraid to tap in it yourself. You know, you're calling me, asking me questions about health that you will not even go and do the work yourself because you are too scared to face the truth. Some of you are just not ready, and that's okay. But step aside and let us, the warriors who were born for this, to take the throne. So we can lead you. Because you don't even know the first thing about being a leader. And that's why you're all stuck being followers. That's why you want to be nice to each other. That's why you want to fit in. That's not the energy that we're coming with. And that's why, another reason I really am getting so frustrated with all this stuff with celebrities and people apologizing after they say something, because it really shows that you don't have a leg to stand on, that you're too afraid to really lead, and that you are controlled by what a perception of you is. Okay? Libra is in the South Node right now. In Rahu, and Aries is in Ketu, or the North Node. We are literally being asked to shine, to lead the way through our truth. But so many are refraining from that because it's easier to stay in the crowd and just be a number than it is to actually step into the lead. We don't realize that we're not leading through being followers. Like, you can't lead if you're still following the crowd. Sometimes leading is leaving. You know? Leaving that curriculum. Leaving that sorority. Okay? Leaving that group chat. Leaving that family function. Okay? Leaving that group party. Sometimes you gotta let people see you leave, because if you stayed, it only enables their behavior even more. And what does that give you? It just shows that you're weak, to me. Some of you like being treated like shit. Oh hell. I'm gonna go get these cards. Don't worry, y'all. We're going to get to the cards, but I just had to go off because I'm just in the space of realizing just how unnecessary it is to have so many people around you. So many things around you that don't bring you joy. Like, what is the point? Shit is lame to me. I really should have just got some cherries and not gotten all those sweets and treats. Like, I should have just fucking got a kombucha and called it a day. But you know me. I'm about to go on a raw diet at this point. Holy fuck. Ah! Let's just turn this light on, Lord, because it's getting dark. Ugh. On the plus side, though, I do really feel good after this Leo retrograde. This Venus retrograde, I feel more aligned with myself. I feel excited and joyful. Just wanted to show you this. I feel at peace. You know, those moments do come up, and I feel like there are like times where I'm kind of like, ooh, but I want to think negatively, and I'm really teaching my brain right now to jump away from those thoughts and just be like, why? Like, that's just not what it is, you know? Like, it's really all about rewiring and telling yourself that it's done, you know? Like, what you thought before, it's over. How you felt before is over. We're really in a place of, like, the slate is getting wiped clean. We have a new moon in Leo on Wednesday, the 16th. Like, there is just so much newness coming in. We're finishing out this month with the full moon in Pisces. Like, that one's going to be a little destabilizing, but I still really believe that there's just so much more hope in the air right now. I don't want to say hope, faith in the air right now. Like, you are not your subconscious beliefs. That is just a part of you. Your underworld just needs to be explored so it can be released. You do not have to go back, ever. And that's what I feel like this Venus retrograde / all these retrogrades, Saturn retrograde. I thought Lilith was retrograde. But there's just all of these energies, and I just don't think you have to go backwards. I think it's really just saying, baby, this is your second chance at life. You're so cute. You're so cute. I love you. Spirit, thank you so much for allowing me to connect with this collective. I know this reading is going to be short and sweet. I can feel it. I really just wanted to come on here, y'all, and just talk for a bit because it's been a while. And I just know that we're all going through these shifts, and I wanted to be here for y'all and just let you know, like, we are fine. We're making it through. We're connecting. We're vibing. We're living. This is life, and I really love it. Like, life is to be lived through the ups, through the downs, through the backs, through the forths, baby. A lot of us are also realizing where we've put people on a pedestal. Like, we don't need to just give our hearts away so easily, you know? I even posted that on my page. It was like, we just like let men, you know, lead us to the bedroom so quick. They can't even lead us in life, but they want to lead us to the bedroom, and then they got us like out here, you know, suffering. Got to go through the system now, you know, gotta, you know, get food stamps and shit. No, that's not everyone's reality. But, like, they just don't lead. We lead them. We lead them off the streets. We lead them out of the parties. We lead them into a home. You know, most men wouldn't be, like, leaving apartments ever if they didn't get married, right? And then they enter these homes in which they shell out all of this money to build the home for the queen that had the vision. And then, you know, right after that, you know, eventually a couple years down the line, they want to cheat or something, they get divorced, and guess what happens? Like, they go right back to that apartment unless they stay true to the vision, you know? Thank you, Spirit. I thank you so much for allowing me to connect to this collective. I hear that the Queen of Cups is the overall energy of this reading. What is it that you have in store for this collective? What do they need to know right now? What do we need to know as a collective right now? Thank you so, so much. I love you and I miss you. And I'm so grateful for the connection that we have. Just gonna pray. Wow. Wow, Three of Wands. Okay, the overall energy is Queen of Cups. We got the Three of Wands. The Moon. Ooh. I feel like a lot of us are just coming into deep connection. Like, that community that you prayed about, it's here. It's on the way. It's here. It's showing up. The next 3 days may bring some manifestations that you didn't even, like, you forgot about. I feel like there has been, like, what's been keeping you up at night is just, it's like being released. Right now it's like just shift. But I think some of the hardest work that you did was the last 3 weeks, and the next 3 weeks are going to show what kind of work has really been cleared for you, what's coming forward. So a lot of you guys need to get out of your head and get back into your heart these next couple days. I really want you to be in the position of a leader this month. I really want you to show up as this Queen of Cups with your heart open and ready to receive, because it's when you start being the skeptic, okay, Scorpio, it's when you start being the skeptic, Cancer, that you end up blocking blessings. And Spirit is really trying to say, I have these gifts for you, and I really want you to receive them, but I need you to be open. I need you to stop blaming your boss for not showing up in the way you want her to show up. And I want you to see her as a being that was created by my light. And as you see them, you are then now to extend grace upon them. And with that grace that you extend upon them, you receive from me the promise. Okay? That's how you lead. You don't go an eye for an eye. Okay? An eye for an eye will leave the whole world blind. I literally was driving and someone had that written on the back of their van yesterday. And I nearly about stopped my motherfucking car to make sure I got a picture and a video so I can post it on this week. We do not need to go an eye for an eye anymore. That is the devil that is talking to you when you feel like you need to go lower to prove your point, Cancer, Scorpio. A part of being God's child is knowing that you are loved and you will always be taken care of. So you don't need to be in revenge. You don't need to complain when someone has dropped off of you or maybe copied you, because Spirit already knows who was the original creator. So stop giving energy to shit that just doesn't matter. That is blocking you from the next level. Though that's a part of your journey. But every time it happens, you get stuck and you want to go cry wolf. Spirit said, sit the fuck down and let me handle it. Let your ancestors handle it. You don't always have to do all this extra work, which is only creating more lack in your life. Okay? This is a very specific message for some people. I think that you still think that you're doing this shit alone. And that's the problem. Look how long my hair got, y'all. This is so cute. They're so cute. Yeah. Anyways, some of y'all need to come back into center and just remember, you don't have to go out and seek anything. Because a lot of y'all like to seek problems. You just need to come back home to yourself and ask yourself, is this in alignment with me anymore? Am I causing this to be out of alignment with my attitude? Because this is what's happened. Some of y'all had just had an attitude adjustment through the Lord. And Spirit just got y'all right. Okay, the five of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of you guys are really just coming out of this lack mindset, and it's a lot because it's just all you've ever known. But Spirit is trying to tell you, if you just lean on me and understand that we're working together, this is a co-creation, I can give you more than what they promised you. You don't always have to say yes to the person that gives, a checkout or gives you cash or gives you an opportunity, especially if it's not in line with what you want and where you're going. Some of you already have been given the vision, but because you're so worried and you're in this space of lack and you're in this space of, I need security, you end up missing out on what Spirit has for you next. Sometimes you just have to say no until the right thing comes. And maybe that does make you stressed because it means you won't have money in your bank. But you're still rich in spirit. You're still rich in the ability to go out and go put your name out on the street. You're still rich in the opportunity to tap into that frequency of love with the boss that you do have now. So when you do decide to leave, you can leave in grace and she'll write you a motherfucking letter of recommendation. Like, think about those things. You don't always have to leave things on a bad terms because somebody rubbed you the wrong way one time. Give people the opportunity to grow and change. But also remember that when we lead, when we act as a true leader, we let people see the love that God has instilled with us, and then we set the example for them to follow. The wheel. Baby, this is really just about you making the decision to be love or to be the demon, okay? To be the devil. You can either take the high road, okay? Look at the lion up here, the Leo. Or you can choose to be down here in the underworld, okay? Look like a snake, so let's just call it, Capricorn with this devil here, or Scorpio. That's what it's really about. It's about tapping into what you want your future to look like. If you want it to be bright, you better be the brightest motherfucking star in the room. If you want it to be dark, go ahead and go be a snake. Smile. Tell yourself that this is not the end of the road, that there are more opportunities that are about to make their way to you. Tell the world who you are. Open your heart. And know that whatever is coming your way, it's going to be way different than what you anticipated because you prayed for an opportunity and God heard you 10 times over. You can stop praying the same damn prayer every night because God heard you and it's already happening. But some strings are being pulled behind the scenes that you can't see right now. So it's just time to sit back and wait. A lot of you can't tap into the future right now because Spirit said what is going to come is what I made good on. Nobody can tap into this. No psychic is tapping into what is coming up in the next few months. All we can say is that it's going to be good on the promise that God has made for us. That's it. Why? Because we are tapped into a new energy, to a shift, and we can feel it. We can feel it in our hearts that we're no longer attaching ourselves to the past versions of ourselves that are just trying to keep us stuck in the same cycle. We can feel the cycle has shifted. This is destined. When you were born, you knew that you would not be doing what your parents were doing. You knew you were going to be a star. You knew you were going to have opportunities. You knew you were going to be rich, okay? You just knew it. So when you tap into that energy of just knowing, imagine what can happen and how quickly it can change for you. Sometimes I like to humble myself. It doesn't mean that I don't think that I'm worthy of anything, but it just means that I don't need to walk around with my nose turned up at every single person that I walk by and meet that I'm better than you. No. Actually, I love you because you are an emulation of me, which is an emulation of God. And there may be some dualistic motherfuckers out here, okay? That's where discernment comes in. But at the end of the day, we're all mirrors. So what the fuck is that person showing you that you need to see in yourself, baby? Because we've all had to overcome narcissism. We've all had to overcome victimhood. We've all had to overcome the feelings of outsideness. But you know how we did that? We did that by going inside and by telling ourselves the truth. We are love. I don't have depression because I know I am loved by God, okay? I don't have anxiety because I know that I am loved by God. I don't submit myself to terms that were created by man to describe an emotion that has been repressed. All you can really do is say, I no longer, ride with that energy. Like, I'm no longer agreeing to the contract that I am less than my peer. I'm going through a hard time, but it's not a hard life for me, okay? Sometimes it's just changing the way we speak on the tongue to others, but it's also the way we speak to ourselves that changes the way that our reality shifts, okay? So that's the message of tonight. It's really about tapping in, okay? This is with my cookie plate. Mind your business. Mind your business. I'm going to work out tomorrow morning. Maybe. That means I have to wake up really early. I might wake up tomorrow afternoon. Spirit, thank you so much once again for this reading. This is a message I needed to hear too, so I appreciate it. What we got though? What we got? Any other messages that you have for this collective? What does the Oracle have to say? Sacred Rebels, what do you have to say to us? Not taking these, y'all. 1 second. So hard to shuffle these sometimes. Oh hell, my damn paper towel is crumbs getting everywhere, Lord. Listening for truth. What the fuck did I say? Sometimes we just gotta sit in the stillness and in the quietness. I really like how this is 36. That's a 9. 9 is really about closure. Some of us are just in this still place right now because we're really closing a lot of emotional chapters. I feel like there's an emotional chapter closing in my life that has to do with my past and all the people that have been a part of it. Like, it feels like finally I'm able to breathe again after years of just not being able to really, really let it go, So this time of stillness has just allowed me to get more grateful. I actually made a playlist. I will try to link it in the bio here, but this playlist was literally, it's called The Wind Knows. And I've been talking to the wind a lot more lately. And I'll be sitting outside and all of a sudden there's a gust of wind will come through. And I'm really understanding how powerful Mama Gaia is, Pachamama is, when you just sit with her and you acknowledge that she is here with you and she has so much to say in stillness. She has so much to say when we're quiet. And so take some time this week to make room for her, to listen to her, to be still with her, And I think that you're going to find a sense of peace in your spirit, okay? I'm going to link that playlist. I feel like it is just some yummy medicine that we all need. And if you want any other music recommendations, I have a few playlists on my Apple's music that I think that y'all would just vibe with. As always, you can follow my Instagram _Caitlin Moss. It's _KATLYNMOSS. Or my other Instagram, You Saw My Soul Shine. That one's more just like fun pics, fashion, and vibes. I have a TikTok as well. It's You Saw My Soul Sign. You Saw My Soul Sign. That's like hard to say. But it's like hard to say. That's my TikTok, You Saw My Soul Shine. And then what else is there? I should have a newsletter coming out this week as well, so pay attention to that. At the end of this month, or September 1st, actually, I'll be starting this book club for The Artist Way. Tap in, get that book before September 1st. We'll meet on Zoom. That will also be in my newsletter. So if you're not signed up, go ahead to my website and sign up to my newsletter. My website is Yang, Y-A-N-G, Yin, studio.space, okay? I love you guys. I will be back the next week. I'm starting up YouTubes again. I'm getting my house in order so I can do my podcast again. I'm so excited. This year is just getting started for me. And till then, let's fly home together. I love you.